gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. We're here with FC Cincinnati in the 2020 MLS regular season, and it's been a bit of a slow start to the season. Let's take a look at the league table. As you can see here, we're sitting in 8th place right now in the Eastern Conference. After playing only 5 games, we got 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. That gives us 7 points and a -1 goal differential. So a little bit of problems early in the season, but we're not far behind the rest of the league. Honestly, we have 1 game less played than most of the teams in the league. So really 1 more win and we'll be back up into the mix. That's no problem. We're also down pretty low in the Supporters Shield. We're 17th in the league in the Supporters Shield, but again, 1 win vaults us all the way up to the top half of the league, so that's not really a problem. Our problem has been sort of just inconsistency, but I think that can definitely come down to the fact that we're splitting our attention. We're splitting our focus between MLS and the Champions League because we're trying to make a run in the Champions League. You can see here we got a game coming up versus Cruz Azul. Now, we're not going to show you that game today, but that game is going to be on our minds today as we play out the games for this week. So let's take a look at the games for the week. You see, am I going the right direction here? Yeah, sure, we're going the right direction. No, we're not. All right, let's get to the schedule. Let's get to the schedule. Clickety, click, click. Calendar. That's what I'm looking for. Calendar. You see here we got 2 games this week. New York today, and then in 3 days we have Chicago. And then after that, 4 days later, Wednesday of next week, we've got the first leg of our Champions League. So the way I've decided to do it is that we're going to play our full team today, or at least as much of our full team as is healthy. And then we're going to play a rotated side against Chicago so that we can have our full team available for Champions League. You know, we've made it this far. Semifinals, we might as well try to make a push and win us, you know, the most prestigious competition in North America. I mean, we might as well, right? Something that a MLS squad has yet to do in recent memory anyway. So we're going to see if we can accomplish that by, fudging the schedule a little bit and sacrificing an MLS game possibly. Although Chicago has not been a very good team this last couple of years, so hopefully they can keep that up for at least 1 more game. And we can play a rotated side against them, and it won't be too much of a problem. So let's see if we can... Well, first of all, let's take a look at New York and see what they've been up to this year. It looks like they've got a pretty decent squad here. You know, they got some good players. Papachik, that's a guy we looked at in the past that may be bringing him in, but New York beat us to the punch. They brought him in as a young designated player, so he's going to be a very good player for them for a couple of seasons now. Looks like Kaku is injured for them, so that's going to be good news for us. Their playmaker is out. They still have players like Kamar Lawrence, Sean Davis. You know, they got a lot of good players. What did they do in terms of off-season transfer history? They brought in some guys from their academy draft. There's Cheek right there, $3.4 million. They spent some money this offseason. Spent quite a bit of money. 3, 4, 5, close to $6 million in real cash money to bring in players. So it looks like Red Bulls are definitely making a play this year. Did they do any interesting trades? Now they got Nick Beasler from us. Did they end up trading him away? No, they traded away some draft picks. They traded us some allocation money. Traded away more draft picks. No, they traded Dylan Powers for more draft picks. So New York's made a bunch of moves this year, and we'll see how that affects them on the field. So we're going to continue going with the reverse Z formation. I think that might be our formation for the rest of the season. We'll see. I think it might help us out defensively and solved... Oops. We've picked too many substitutes? What does that mean? We're allowed 7 substitutes, right? So these guys, they must be accidentally picked. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We can get rid of these guys. Let's do it. All right. So, yeah, I think this formation might help us defensively, might help us link the defense to the attack so that we can sort of spread things out a little bit more in terms of our formation. But anyway, we're going with Hudson in goal today. He's taking the captain's armband as well. Stevenson and Aguirre at fullbacks. Richards and Glad in central defense. We got a bit of an injury at central defense. We got some other guys who, you know, are on the fence in terms of injury. Nuhu is sort of susceptible today, so we got him out. We got Philippe and Akechi in the midfield. Wadey in for DeVries, who also has a little bit of an injury question. Same in the midfield with Acosta. We got Crispum in there, who's currently our highest rated player, so it's not like it's bad to have him in there. And then Shelton on the right and Adi up top. Adi is our leading goal scorer with 3, so we could use a few more goals this year. Meanwhile, New York has DeVecchi in goal. That's a new name. Lawrence, Valentini at fullbacks. There's Beasler in at central defense. Long, Cheek, Stanko in the midfield. Royer, Vargas, Mule, and Martins up top. Obafemi Martins. That's a name, it sounds familiar to me. 35 years old, 39 caps, and 18 goals. Look, where'd they get him from? He's been there for a while, I guess. Came back from China in 2018. Came to New York on a free. Played 39 appearances, 14 goals. So he had a pretty good season 2 years ago. Last year, 31 appearances, 7 goals. Gone down a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what he can do. All right, let's get to the dressing room. Hand that over to the assistant. Let's go. Kickoff. At home. Pretty good crowd here. I didn't look to see what the crowd was, but it looks pretty good. You know, obviously not a sellout, but here we got 26,000. That would be pretty good. All right, so New York is also going with the... Oh, they're going 4-2-3-1 DM wide. So they got these guys back at defensive midfielder. We'll see how that plays for them. It leaves them wide. You know, a lot of stuff going on here in the midfield. Oh, they've just moved their fullbacks forward. So Kamar Lawrence is getting forward. Make sure that we got him covered. Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Just checking. Here's Hudson with the goal kick. Sends it downfield. Adi wins the header to Philippe in that new Segundo Volante role. Richards just bombs it forward. Adi wins it again. Can't get it to Crispum, though. It looks like New York is going to take it the other way. Yes, they do. Vargas is moving it downfield. He's challenged there, but retains possession. Okay, New York is going to try to bomb it. No good. Aguirre is there. He's charging out on Royer. I'd prefer him to get back to his position, please. There's a nice steal by Wadey, but he's just sort of panics and kicks it out of bounds. Okay. You know, a little bit conservative of a play there, but it's better than, I guess, turning it over in front of goal. Valenti with a throw-in. Stevenson wins the header, but it's out again. See if New York gets another highlight out of this, and they do. Are we... Oh, we got our stupid confirm changes thing. That's why we were seeing all those highlights. I really hate that. Really, really do. They got to change the UI on that kind of stuff because it's not intuitive as to what to do and when to do it. You know, if you're not paying attention, it's a little too, you know, because I didn't make any changes. So why is it asking me if I want to make changes? It's just not what it should be doing. Anyway, Philippe, cross field to Shelton. Shelton with a dodgy touch there. Lawrence is able to get the steal. New York's going to try to play it out of their end. Ooh, Beasler. Back to the keeper. He finally has to bash it downfield. Straight to Richards. The youngster getting some time in defense. You know, he was originally going to be maybe our starter. Wadey just bombs it to Adi. Wow. No flag. I don't think I see a flag, but no, wait, the ref is going to VAR. The ref is making that run to the sideline. That was a wild play for Wadey to just like fade away out of bounds. Bomb that one to Adi. Coach is loving it over here. Let's see what the ref comes back with. VAR says goal. Crispum. Let's see this replay. Wadey just fades away and bashes it. I mean, there's no lines there, but he looked onside to me. He looked like he was, you know, he's even with the defense right there. He's actually behind the defense. There he is. That's onside. VAR. Wadey pulled that one out of somewhere. I don't know where he learned that one. He does have good crossing ability. Corners. You know, he's only valued at $250K, so it's not like he's a great player or anything, but you know, if he can give us a little bit of respite at left wing, that's fine. We'll be happy with that for sure. You know, if he can make plays like that, get the ball to Adi, and we're doing fine. Picked up 2 quick yellow cards there, Stevenson and Shelton, as we try to run out the clock in the second half. Here's a catchy. Sends one in. Crispum is there. Yes! Off the crossbar and in. Last few games, we've had a few off the crossbar that have not gone in. But not today. Crispum, not exactly the guy you think about in terms of skying over people, but he was in the right place. Good timing on that header. More highlights. It's just kickoff highlights, all kinds of highlights. Crowd is nice and loud today. I think that's just in my headset, but we'll see. Here's Wadey down the field. He's got a little bit of open space. Good, simple pass to Akechi. Akechi looking. Centers to Philippe. Whoa, coming up from the segundo position. Where did this come from? I like it. Let's see this in motion. There's Akechi. Look at Philippe coming in. Akechi just spots him. Good pass right in stride. And he bashes it home from the semicircle. Philippe, my man, you've been a bit of a revelation coming in. He has all of 7 long shooting, but he's got really good physicals, really good mentals. You know, technically he's a little behind the times, but if he can do stuff like that, who cares, really? 3-0 halftime score. That's pretty good. And the good news about this new system that we've implemented is we don't necessarily have to dial it back. I mean, we could dial it back to just positive. But, you know, out of possession, we're still fairly normal. In transition, we're countering, but not too aggressively. And then, you know, while we have possession, we're just sort of standard, short passing. You know, it's all good. It's all good. So let's go to the dressing room. Pep talk. Let's be passionate. Why not? Very happy. Keep it up. Let's go. 3-0. You know, we still can dial it back if we need to get defensive or, you know, need to just waste time. But I think for the most part, we can just have it, we can just play it out as is. We'll see if New York, you know, it's up to them now to make some changes. Vargas sitting on a 6.0. Look at their whole team. Everybody in the whole team is in the 6s. That is terrible. I've never seen that before. That is just a whole team playing poorly. We could get Shelton out at right wing. We're going to need him in the future. So we can bring Tony Strong in, get that yellow card out of there. And Shelton's not playing that great in this game anyway. So it's not a terrible idea. And then we could get Stevenson, get that yellow card out of there, but he's playing really well, so we'll leave him in. He's not going to get many opportunities to play this season anyway, so might as well let him play while he can. Here we go. Throw in from New York. Tackle by Philippe. Ooh, just wide shot. All right. Shot just wide by Check. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, what was that? What was that? Tactics? Analysis? Encourage your players to play more long balls. That's kind of the opposite of what I want to do. Let's get back to the field. Here we go. Throw in by Stevenson. Gets it to Wadey. Wadey looking around. He's tackled there. VAR is... okay. They're checking maybe to see if it's a penalty shot, which I don't think so. He looked clearly out of the box. Called upon to review the decision. Maybe they're checking to see that it's... maybe it's like a dive or something. I don't know. We'll see. Here comes the ref. VAR says penalty, or free kick anyway. Valentini's not happy about it. He might be getting a yellow card out of this. The ref is slowly jogging over, drawing out the tension. And nope, he just gets to calm down. We are going to get a free kick out of it, Akechi. What's he going to do with it? Yeah, okay. It's a bit of a wide angle to try a direct kick there. He might have tried to send that back post or something, but, you know, especially, you know, kicking it left-footed, I think probably would have been the best idea, but, you know, sort of let the guys choose the play on the fly. Don't necessarily call it in from the sideline. Here we go, another free kick, Akechi. He's going to sit this one on goal. I'm not sure if that was a stop or if that went off the post or what. It was very close. Aguirre is booked. Okay, we'll tell him to ease off tackles. Yeah, we might want to get Aguirre out of there because we will definitely need him. Anybody else? No, I think we're good. Oh, man, their ratings are just atrocious. I haven't seen a team play this bad in a long time. Their best rating is 6.7. That is awful. Is New York in the Champions League too? I don't think so. I have to double check that. Here we go, Akechi. Philippe building it up. Okay, out wide to Stevenson, who's gotten forward from the fullback position. Akechi has it. Back to Philippe. Crispum is going to turn and make a play. Terrible pass. Now we have New York catching us on the counterattack. Fullbacks have gotten back. There we go. And there's the final whistle. All right, boys. Great game. Doesn't get any better than that. Dressing room, pep talk, very happy. Let's go. All right, let's continue this. That was just a bad game from New York. What happened to the Red Bulls? I mean, I know they had a couple of guys out, but that's still a pretty decent lineup they've got in there. Obafemi is a designated player. I don't know about that. 35 years old. It's time for him to go. 2020 season. Okay, that's good. This guy should not be making $2.57 million. I mean, he does have 15 finishing, I guess, but there's better uses for your designated player slot than a guy who's worth $240K. I'm sorry to say. What's their schedule like? They played on the 28th, and then the 1st, and then the 5th. So they've had a fairly regular run of games. It's not like awful. You know, there's 7 days between that game, 3 or 4 days between that game. They are on a 3-game losing skid, though, so that's no good. Anyway, enough of them. Let's get to our next game. Let's pause it here and see what the future holds. So pause. Okay, we're back with our second game of the week versus Chicago. We are 5-4 favorites. It's another home stand. 22,534 tickets sold out of 40,000 capacity. So, decent crowd. Not a great crowd, but good enough. We'll take it. And, yeah, let's go. We got a few players ineligible. Delgado and Sonora. Both of those guys will be eligible to come back on the roster after this game. So we can think about juggling the roster around and see what we can do. See if we can get them back in the lineup or not. Schweinsteiger's out for a sports hernia. That could be a career-ending injury there. We'll see. Silva also out. Kappelhoff ineligible. So we both have our fair share of injuries. Here we go. We're going with the same formation. Curtis Tilt is lacking match sharpness. That's fine. He's back from international duty with Jamaica. Going to make his debut today? No, he's been in before. All right, so our lineup again, a little bit of a different lineup. Hudson again in goal. Stevenson and Klute at fullbacks now. Tilt and Patrick Lee, the academy player, going to make his second start of the year. He had a 7.1 rating in his previous outing, so that's pretty good. Alashe, work him back into the lineup a little bit. Richie Salvador in the midfield. Wadey, Crispum, Strong this time at right wing. And Przbilko up top at striker. Meanwhile, Chicago, some fairly familiar names. Fernández in goal. Thomas, Pelosi, Lillard, Mason. Pelosi? That's an odd choice for central defense. I was going to say, Mark Pelosi, the left winger, is playing central defense. That is not a good sign. Does not bode well for Chicago. We need to take a look at something here. We need to take a look at Chicago, see what their registration looks like. It's not terrible. They have 22 players on the roster. But what happened to central defense, I guess, is the question. Like, do they not have any central defenders? They have Lillard there. They've got Gene. They could move from defensive midfielder down to central defense. That might be a better option. I don't know. They got 3 injuries in their central defense here, if you count Schweinsteiger. They sent one guy out on loan, so yeah, they got a couple of grayed out players. So Chicago, they got roster issues. That's no good. No good for them anyway. Very good for us. Dex McCarty is in. Milahovic also in the midfield. Katai on the left wing is their leading assist man. 2 goals, 3 assists, 7.28 rating, looking pretty good. Nikolic taking the captain's armband this year. He's got 2 goals. And Solignac on the right. So let's see their busted up lineup versus our busted up lineup. Come on, guys. Show me what you can do to keep the run going. Justin Glad doesn't feature, and neither do I. Send the assistant. Let's go. Nippert Stadium. All right. So we've had Chicago's number for the most part this last couple of seasons, so hopefully we can continue that. Although I think they did beat us once last year, now that I think on it. I mean, we trounced them in like the first game of the year, and then they... Anyway, we're focused on today. See what we can do today with this interesting lineup in. Here's Klute with a throw-in. Not a great throw-in, but he gets it back momentarily. See what Chicago can do with it. We're pressing them. forcing the turnover. Richie Salvador, not a great touch. Nikolic behind the defense. Oof. Our youngster looked like he was running in mud back there. Lee, what's his speed? 13 pace. He should be running a little bit faster than what he was showing there. He was real slow against Nikolic. I mean, Nikolic is not that fast that I remember. No, only 11 pace. So there's no way he should be outrunning Lee. So Lee just kind of forgot how to run. Maybe he's still got growing pains, growth spurt. I don't know. He was running like a baby giraffe, that's for sure. "25 minutes in, not a lot of highlights going on. Stevenson's a little nervous, but our ratings are okay. Same with Chicago. We turned it on at the end of the half last game. Here's Dax McCarty, sends one in. Wadey heads it out. Crowd getting involved. Katai with a shot. Hudson, though, easily snatches that one out of the air. Highlight continues. See if we can get some sort of counterattack going. Hudson just boots it long downfield. Nope, Nikolic gets it forward. Katai on the run. Behind the defense. Nope, straight to Hudson. Hudson playing well. You know, it's a bit of a luxury to have two good goalkeepers. So we're definitely going to, use that for as long as we can. Gene has been injured. Looks like they did make some changes in their lineup. Clute now with a throw in again. Tries to get it to Crispum. He gets it back this time. Bombs it in. Przbilko wins the header back to a Lashy. Richie Salvador. He's got a few options, but he... Okay, boys. I don't know what we're doing here, but Wadey recovers. Centers to Salvador. He takes a shot just wide. That was a little bit more dangerous than I thought when he let it go. So what have they done with their lineup here? Moved Pelosi to midfield. Okay. So it looks like they did bring one of their guys who can play central defense down to central defense, as they probably should have from the beginning. We'll see Milihovic. Can't get it past the Lashe. Tilt drops it to Stevenson, who's going to start the counterattack, sort of. Crispum wins it. Tries to get by one man. He does. Two men with a shot. Whoa. Major deflection. Crispum trying to take on the whole defense by himself. Wins a corner out of it. Wadey's going to take it. Sends one in. Oh, that nearly got deflected in. Strong has it. Gets it back out wide to Wadey. Stayed onside. He centers it. Alashe, his shot deflected, and here comes Solignac for Chicago on the counterattack. Our defense is back for the most part. Looking okay. Alashe gonna get called a foul there. Looked to me like he got all ball, but might have got him on the follow through. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Crispum has it, drops it back to Salvador. Out wide to Clute. That was a nifty play. Clute sends it into the big man, Przbilko. He can't win it, but Crispum has it. Out wide to Wadey with the shot, and Wadey with the goal. Don't expect that from the young winger. Jake Wadey, first goal of the season. Przbilko can't win that header, but Crispum's been all over the field today. Wadey just lines it up and whacks it. What was Wadey all about? Leadership, teamwork, work rate. Got some decent speed, corners and crossing. So there we go, 1-0 at halftime again. We're starting to play like we played at the beginning of last year. Getting up on teams and then sort of grinding out the wins. So hopefully we can do that again this year. But hopefully this year with a little bit more defense. All right, let's get to the dressing room. Pep talk. Guard against complacency. Uh-oh. Who's this? Tilt looks stressed. Come on, Tilt. Happy with your performance? There we go. That sort of brought him back to equilibrium. Let's go. Pelosi now playing in the midfield. So weird to have started him at central defense. All right. Now they've also made a sub, brought in Russell. 19-year-old Belgian midfielder. Central midfield attack. Again, probably not the best choice at central defense, so we'll see. Might give them a little bit more versatility if they want to play high line. You know, they'll have another ball handler on the back line, but I don't know if that's going to be real good for defense. All right, how are we looking here? 12 shots, 6 on target, 52%, 53% possession. That's okay. We're not like totally dominating the match, but Chicago doesn't seem to be doing much. They're not getting any highlights anyway, so that's good. Gill on, Thomas out. Okay. Still doesn't help them defensively, but I mean, they've held us to 1 goal, so maybe their defense isn't that bad after all. 79 minutes, 80 minutes. This game has just flown by. Not much has happened at all. We've taken a ton of shots, 17. Here we go. Here's Gill for Chicago. Sends one in. Headed out by Klute. Off the crossbar. Goalkeeper didn't even react to that one. He knew it was hitting the crossbar. Why he didn't jump and try to like tip it over the bar, I don't know. It seemed like they used to do that a lot more last year than this year. They would jump up and make sure the ball went over the net. Whereas now this year we're hitting too many crossbars. 10 seconds to go in the game. Here's the throw in. And there it is. Wow. Wow. 54% possession, 19 shots on goal, 10 on target. A lot of fouls in that game. Man. 20 fouls for Chicago, 17 fouls for Cincinnati. That must have been just a brutal game to watch. Just whistle after whistle after whistle. It's 37 free kicks, theoretically. So that's pretty outrageous. But we got the win. So there we go. At least we didn't have to watch the whole game. We just had to watch the highlights. Steve Hudson, 7 saves. Klute, 7.2 distance covered. But for playing a total reserve team, that is a good win, boys. Well done. All right, so that gets us 2 wins in this little pod of games. See where that puts us in the competition. It vaults us all the way up to 2nd place in the Eastern Conference. 5th place overall. So there we go. We are back in the good graces of everyone. Board confidence has dropped since the end of last season significantly, but we're back up to 58%. Not quite untouchable, I don't think. We're just sort of in good stead, in good standing, very secure. 65%. Okay, so it's 58% for that competition. 65% overall is still pretty good. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we'll end it there. Look ahead for the schedule. Cruz Azul coming up, Champions League. That is our next game. So, until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.